potty training without the power struggle. Readiness, regressions, and what actually works. A parenting guide from Creative Minds Montessori. Potty training is a readiness and autonomy milestone, not a compliance test. The average child isn't reliably trained until about 30 months, and anywhere from 18 to 60 months is normal. The one thing every reputable source agrees on is that calm, child-led patience works, and pressure literally backfires, causing the withholding, constipation, and power struggles it was meant to prevent. Watch the child, not the calendar, and keep home, daycare, and child running the same gentle script. Start with the reframe that changes everything. Potty training is fundamentally a readiness and autonomy story, not a compliance story. And readiness arrives in pieces that don't show up together. The body, bladder and bowel control, matures around 18 months. The cognitive piece, connecting the urge to the potty and remembering to go, usually lands after 2, and the emotional piece, the willingness to give up control and the desire for independence, often comes last. A child can be physically ready and emotionally nowhere near, which is why he knows how he just won't is developmentally accurate, and not defiance. Why the refusals? A toddler's core project is autonomy, and their own body is one of the few territories fully under their command, so they push back exactly where they hold the leverage. And the physiology is almost unfair. Children who feel pressured are more likely to retain urine and stool. The nervous system literally tightens, which kicks off the hidden engine behind a huge share of resistance, the withholding cycle. Fear or pain leads to holding. The stool gets larger and harder. The next one hurts more fear, more holding. Parents read defiance. The child is practicing pain avoidance. Here's the history that will lower your shoulders. In the 1950s, nearly every diaper was cloth, and by one study about 92% of children were potty trained by 18 months. Then disposables arrived and got cheap, and two things happened at once. Children stopped feeling wet, the feedback that drives learning, and parents lost the urgency of daily bucket laundry. Today roughly 10% train by 18 months and the average is about 30 months. So the grandmother who says trained by 18 months isn't lying. She's describing a different diaper technology, not a better child. 3 common approaches, honestly. The first, the 3-day boot camp, clear the calendar, bare-bottomed at home, watch like a hawk, celebrate hard. The upside is fast momentum. Many ready kids connect the body signal to the potty quickly. The catch, it's brutally intense and a little falsely advertised. 3 days is the start, not mastery, and nights are a separate process. For a not ready child, this much pressure is exactly what triggers withholding and the power struggle. The method's speed comes from the child's readiness, not the calendar's. The second approach, rewards, sticker charts, potty parties. External motivation can kickstart a hesitant but ready child, but rewards and over-the-top praise shift the point from my body my skill to pleasing the adult, and stall when the novelty fades. Over-celebrating is discouraged for the same reason as scolding. Both make toileting a big emotional performance. The third, pull-ups and wait and see, or letting daycare handle it. Kind to a not ready child, but pull-ups feel like diapers, so the child never gets the wetness feedback, and outsourcing to daycare alone underperforms consistent co-training with parents leading. Hold this as a tendency, not a rule. The classic split is calm versus panicked. In one father's unusually honest telling, his face broadcast frustration during every accident while his wife stayed cheery, and their son, reading the room perfectly, became willing to report accidents to her and hid them from him. That's the lesson in miniature. The child routes around the stressed adult. So whoever can stay neutral should own the highest friction moments, not as a verdict, but as strategy. The second split is the research load. One parent arrives with a fully formed method from podcasts and parenting accounts while the other is improvising, and the you're not doing it right friction is really two people running two different scripts. The fix, pick one method and one set of words together before you start. Split by strength, one tracks patterns and supplies, the other does the cheerful coaching, and keep disagreements away from the child. Single parents carry both roles. The essential move is a built-in reset valve. When frustration spikes, step away, breathe, and come back neutral. The cross-cutting truth first, pressure causes retention, so gentle isn't a style preference, it's the mechanism that works. 3 approaches, matched to your family. The first method, Montessori toilet learning. The rename is the whole philosophy. This is a natural process the child masters through body awareness and their own drive for independence, not something done to them. There's even a sensitive window, around 18 months, nervous system control comes online and interest in the toilet peaks. The first move reverses the disposable diaper problem directly. Switch to cloth training pants at home so the child actually feels wet, restoring the feedback loop modern diapers erased. That's a kindness, not a punishment. Many kids in pull-ups genuinely don't register wetness at all. Then prepare the environment for real independence. A potty in one consistent spot, a step stool, dry underpants within the child's reach, and cloths so they can help clean up. Offer at natural moments, waking, after meals, before outside play, and let the child do as much as possible themselves. The tone is the secret ingredient. State, don't ask, it's time to use the toilet, not do you want to. Use a neutral timer instead of nagging. And on accidents, stay perfectly flat and kind. I see you're wet, let's get dry clothes. No scolding, and no over-celebrating either. The second method, the readiness-led approach, the pediatric mainstream. Its logic is disarmingly simple. Resistance and regression mostly happen when adults start before the child is ready, so wait for the child to signal, then support without pushing. The signals are concrete. They can walk to and sit on a potty, manage their own clothing, stay dry 2 hours or through a nap, have words for pee and poop, dislike a dirty diaper, and show real interest. A few of those together are the green light. Until then, the potty simply exists, visible, casual, explained, optional. In practice this looks almost lazy, which is its genius. The potty's here whenever you want it, here's a book about it, no deadline energy whatsoever. Model it, talk about it plainly, offer without demanding, and let the child set the pace even when it's slower than the neighbors. It costs more months of diapers and requires swallowing the comparison trap, and in exchange you mostly skip the war. Its saboteur is the deadline, a preschool cutoff or a looming new baby that tempts you to convert a readiness process into a pressure campaign at exactly the wrong moment. The third method, the gentle scheduled routine, for daycare kids and multi-caregiver homes. When a child splits their week across parents, grandparents, and a center, the winning variable isn't intensity, it's consistency. A predictable rhythm of short, pressure-free potty sits run identically by every adult, regular offers after meals and before outings, the exact same words and cues at home and at school, and a gradual shift from scheduled sits toward child-initiated trips as their own recognition grows. 2 systems confuse a toddler into testing both. One steady script lets them relax into learning. From inside a 2.5-year-old, the whole project reads differently. Their developmental job is proving I can do things myself, and their body is one of the few domains entirely theirs, so a demand to perform on your schedule feels like a takeover. For the withholding child, the truth almost no parent guesses, pooping hurts, so from the inside, holding it is the smart, self-protective choice. The he doesn't care that he's wet mystery has an answer too. Years of moisture-wicking diapers trained many kids to literally not feel wetness. And regression has its own logic. When a new baby arrives, accidents can be the only language a small child has for I'm overwhelmed, baby me a little. Through all of it, they're reading your face. Potty training is where the home-center partnership pays off most measurably, because consistency between home and school is the single biggest accelerator. The same method, the same words, the same routine at both places, so the child isn't decoding 2 systems. Co-training beats letting either side run it alone. And a good program brings things home can't. Peer modeling, watching classmates use the potty is quietly the most powerful motivator there is. Trained staff who treat accidents as a normal part of learning, and child-sized toilets. Run the communication 3 ways, and start it weeks before you begin. You tell the center your child's bathroom rhythm and physical tells, the leg cross, the going quiet and hiding, the exact words you use, current stressors, and which method you're running. The center reports accident patterns and the timing they observe, in regular collaborative check-ins. And the child hears the same words in both places, with adult problem-solving kept away from little ears. It's fair to ask any program, how do you handle accidents? Will you follow the method and words we use at home? And how will you tell me what you're seeing? This is not medical advice, and when in doubt, call your pediatrician. Most resistance and regression is normal and passes. Worth a professional's eyes, constipation and stool withholding, hard, dry, painful poops, straining, hiding, leg crossing, a hard or swollen belly, or soiling and leaking. This is the pain cycle, it's medical, and it needs to be broken, never disciplined. Call promptly for blood in the stool, weeks of unresolved constipation, vomiting, or poor growth. Sudden new daytime accidents in a previously dry child, painful urination, or fever can mean a UTI. And bedwetting is not under voluntary control, night dryness matures separately, so night accidents are never defiance. No single method fits every child, readiness varies significantly between children and across domains, so the approach that worked for the neighbor's kid may flop for this one. The timeline is a wide normal range, not a deadline, and as the history shows, the shoulds moved by a full year in 2 generations because of diaper technology, which is proof they're cultural, not biological. The one near universal finding is the closest thing to science here: calm beats pressure. The rest is knowing your child. Pick a method that fits your family's values, stay calm, watch the child, and adjust. Accidents and regressions are data, not failures. For the full guide and more parenting resources, visit creativemindsmontessori.com/parenting.